Welcome to this video, guys. My name is Kunle Capture, as you guys know. So let us retouch this beautiful picture of this beautiful model in like how many minutes, I don't know. Let me turn my graphics tab on. Okay, so to retouch this light skin beauty picture of this model. Meanwhile, this picture was gotten from Editorial Golden son, as the owner of the picture. And if you check the link in the description, you will be able to download this picture so that you can practice along with me. So without further ado, let's get started. Subscribe if it's your first time. If you're a returning subscriber, remember to like and share. Now I'm on camera raw on Photoshop right now, so I just want to like adjust it on camera raw. Let me increase the shadows. I'll drop the highlights, increase the exposure, drop the highlight because the highlights is just too much. Increase the exposure. Okay, I'm gonna increase it. Let's see the before and the after. Okay, before after. I think that's good. Now let's work on the skin. I'll go to this max and I'll wait for it to dictate the skin or body and facial skin, so that I can color grade it separately. This is taking time. Depending on how fast your system is, it might take time to actually like dictate the face and the body, the subject, the background, and on and all. Now, in order to use this picture, you must be on camera raw 16.5 or or latest. Yeah, so 16.5 or above. Any older camera raw is not going to have this picture. So I'll click on this particular one because that's the only person that is in the picture. Now I'll click on facial. This is the facial and this is the body skin, and I'll click on create. Now what I'm going to do is I just want to like work on the skin separately, so I'll go to increase the eye shadow. That's only on the skin, and I'll drop the highlights. All right, so let's see the overall before and the after. Before, after, right? Well, I'll be returning the contrast to it when I'm color grading. So let me expose it a bit more. Okay. All right, that's good. So let's open it on Photoshop by clicking open. Okay. Yeah. So we have this picture now on our Photoshop beta. Adobe Photoshop beta. So the first thing I want to do is I want to crop the picture by clicking C or coming to this icon here. So I'll click the center, and I want to crop it to Instagram size, which is 4:5 ratio. It's already there by default, and I'm going to hit. Or should we not crop this picture? Let me not crop it so that let's crop it. I'll hit enter. Okay, then I want to fix the background first. I'll duplicate Control Command J, zoom it in. Then how do we cover up this background without using generative fill? Because I don't want to generative fill. I want us to do it manually. Okay, because there are times that I may not be network to use generative fill. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the subject. I'll go to select, I'll click on subject, and I'll wait for you to like select the subject out for me. Let me correct the selection because this eye is involved. Let me remove all these places. Okay, so the next thing is I will just paint on this side. Okay, I will just paint on it. Let me pick my brush, pick brush here. Then I'm just going to paint that color. Oh, let me select inverse first. Inverse the select. So by this, only the background is selected, so I can easily paint on the background. I will just pick on the pick at the let me use the previous one. Okay, so another part of the picture I'm just going to paint on it because it is actually headshot beauty picture. So if we are having a plain background, really plain on it, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so now if I deselect it, you see that there are a lot of mess on it. What I will do first is I will reduce the opacity of this painting. We can't reduce the opacity. We cannot, because if we do this, defect is going to show. Okay, so while leaving the opacity at 100, I'm going to fix this hair. I'll pick on my close stamp, just press S or come to this icon right here. Then I will sample somewhere around and I will brush on the, oh, that's too much, on the edges of the hair, just to fix that. I will increase my hardness a bit more so that it doesn't have a soft edge. Okay, let me just fix this hair like this. All right, I'll just fix this hair. Okay, so I think I'm good. What you guys will notice is this part, there are some color differences. So what I'll do is I'll pick on brush and I'll just sample here. Let me do empty layer and I'll put my flow to 3. So I'm just going to brush on this side and it will affect the hair a bit. All right, it's definitely going to affect the hair. So I'll reduce the opacity. All right, here's the before and the after. Okay, I think it has peeling down into the hair, so let me just clean it subtly. All right, so here's the before and here's the after. So I've been able to like stylishly fix that background very fast. All right, I could do more. Okay, I could do more, but I wouldn't want to do that because of this tutorial. I just want us to get fast right into it. All right, this blue painting actually spill here, so I'm just going to like, let me turn this to layer marks. Just going to like clean it off. Where else? As well as this place, I'm just, oh, that's too much. Just going to like clean it. So I'm going to merge the layer. I'll click on this and merge, Shift Alt Command E, merge the layer, and I will use mixer brush to fix this part. These are quick solution. Okay, you could actually want to get it to be very, very perfect. It's possible, but that takes time. So I like to give my own quick solution that also works. Okay, so I think I'm good with that. All right, so here is the before and here is the after. Okay, now let's go to frequency separation. All right, so let's go to frequency separation. You can use any action, anyone. Okay, so let me use frequency separation from array. I'll use media. All right, I'll pick my radius of 3 and I'll hit OK. All right, now wait for it to load. Okay, so now I'm going to open the frequency separation action. I'll go to correcting tones and I will pick on my brush. Now I want to like correct part of this picture that is not the skin, part of the skin that is not okay. All right, now in the process of correcting it, I don't want to still destroy this highlight and shadow for this creative shoot, because the light perspective and all, it's actually like intentional. So I put my flow to 3, opacity 100, and I'll sample on somewhere brighter around the picture. Now the first one I want to deal with is some of these places. I'll sample somewhere brighter and I'm just gonna paint on it. Okay, so for this side I'll paint on this. I think that's okay. Let me just correct some few things here just to blend that place. Right, so people use dodge and burn for this, but I just use like correcting tone. I think I'm okay. Now this place the highlight is too much, so I'll sample here and I'll just stylishly brush it to reduce the highlights. Here is the before and here is the after. Okay, so now next thing I want to do is mixer brush, and to do that I'm going to off this high frequency. I'm going to create empty layer. I'll name it mixer brush. Okay, so I'll pick my mixer brush here. Wet 80, load 70, mix 90. Flow can be, my flow is 100, but I advise you use like 50 for this, 50% for this flow, because 100 is very, very fast and then it could ruin your picture if you are not that good. But me, I use 100 because I retouch pictures every day, so I just use 100 for the purpose of this tutorial, so that it's going to be fast. I'll not go bore you guys. So Let me just start mixing it. High frequency layer off, all other layer on, sample layer on. Check this on, okay? This particular one. So I'll zoom it in and I will start mixing the skin. Okay, now when you are mixing it, be sure that you don't brush highlight into shadow and shadow into highlight. You just want to create a smooth transition between highlight and shadow, as well as make the skin to be smooth. You want to smoothen the skin and you want to create sweet highlight and shadows. So I'm just going to like mix the skin. You guys can fast forward this please. You can actually watch it because mixer brush is something that actually takes time. Okay, now I've done the mixer brush, and as you can see the skin is looking really good. Before I turn that high frequency on, let me stylishly take care of this mess on these glasses. So I've been able to like iron the clothes a little so that it doesn't look rumpled anymore. Now as you can see, this mixer brush is definitely too much. Let me turn on the high frequency. Let's see the before and the after. All right, it's definitely too much, so I'll reduce the opacity significantly. I think 75 works. Okay, so I'll go to this high frequency. I'll pick my clone stamp tool. Okay, let me purge this Photoshop. Okay, so I'm going to come to this side and see if we can work on this hair in this place. So I think we're able to like remove the hair strands. So let me go to the low frequency because some are actually on. Oh my goodness. I think the clone stamp tool is hard. I made it hard earlier, so I'm going to make it soft. I've done that. I think it's too much. It's creating some colors on the skin which I'm not okay with, so I'm just going to leave it and I will try my patch tool. Pick patch tool here. I'm going to like remove it. I'll go to high frequency and I'll remove it. Okay, so now we are done with this. As you can see, we reduce the opacity and the clothes is still a bit rumble, but you know, it's better than before. All right, then the next thing is to pop the lips and of course the teeth. I want to whiten the teeth, so to whiten that teeth I'm going to use brightness. Let me pick on brightness and then let me brighten a bit. Just focus on the teeth, not the entire picture. All right, now go to use saturation. Let me just do master and desaturate complete. Then we need some bluish blue on it. Let me go to photo filter and I'll pick on blue. All right, so the three, I'm going to group them like this, Ctrl G or Command G, and I'll hold my hotkey and click on adjustment and layer max. Okay, so I'll pick my brush, flow 100, opacity 100. I'll zoom in. I'll zoom in and I'm going to paint on the lips. Okay, That's it. All right. So as you can see, here's the before and here's the after. We fix the lips. All right. So we fix the teeth. Sorry. So for the lips, I'm just going to open this adjustment layer icons, and I'll go to hue saturation. I'll pick on reds and I'll saturate the red a little. I'll convert it to layer mask. This one like this is IEYE. Sorry, teeth. Sorry, my bad. Teeth white, and this one is the lips pop. All right. So I'm going to paint that one on the lips. Okay. As you can see, everything I'm doing, I'm trying to do it manually. I'm not using actions except when I was on frequency separation. Okay, so now the next thing I want to do is color grade the skin. To color grade the skin, I'm going to be using gradient map, and I'll do it manually. So guys, follow me through. I'll come to these icons, this icon of adjustment layers, and I will go to gradient map. Okay. As you can see, we have this one there. So I will click this drop down, I'll scroll down, and you will see neutral. You see Photoshop, photography, toning. You can do orange. But for the purpose of tutorial, I'll just use neutral. Okay, let me pick this. All right. Then I will come to this drop down menu and I'll pick soft light, and I'll reduce the opacity to 50. Okay, then I'll click on this guy here. So I want to like adjust it. So if I drag this like this, it's going to like separate it from the shadows to the highlight. This part is the highlight, this part is the shadow. Okay, so am I okay with this shadow part? Is like a bit yellow, but you know, I think it's yellow a bit. So this part also is like kind of yellowish. So I don't know. Let me make it this way. I think I kind of like this yellow. Let me, okay, I think this should work. So in order to paint it on the skin, I'm going to invert this by pressing Ctrl Command I. Oh, that was a mistake. Ctrl Command I. All right, so I'm going to paint on the skin, and to do that, let me select the subject. You know, selection of subject, go to select and subjects. All right, now it has selected, so I'll paint on the skin. Okay, I'll pick my brush, flow 100, opacity 100, and I'm just going to paint on the skin. Now while painting on the skin, you have to be careful. Let me just paint on everything. I'll call back and subtract it. All right, now it's now on the skin, so let me subtract it from the mouth. I'm going to subtract it from my mouth here, making sure it's not touching the lips or the teeth. The color grading must not. Okay, I'm going to make sure it's on all of the skin. All right, so look at, we've been able to color grade the skin. Here is the before and here is the after. As you can see, it's really popping. Okay, so should we reduce opacity? Let me just leave it so that you guys will see it, how obvious it is. All right, now all this air, I can just come to my mixer brush here and just fix it. Okay, and just brush on it a little. I will off all this layer at the top, and I'm going to brush on it just a little. Okay, because it's very rough, it's rumple. All right, I think that's okay. I'll turn on back all the layers. Let's see the overall before and after. Wow, So the next thing is to color grade like the pictures generally. So in order to do that, I will use, let me use levels. I love levels. All right, I'm just going to go to contrast 1. That makes sense. Then I'll change this RGB. I'll go to red. I will push this in. That is adding this kind of adds cyan to the picture and reduce the reds on it. If you push it in, you notice I reduce the red and add cyan, but that's too much. So let me just use 6 should work. Let's see the before and the after. All right, so make the picture have, it gives it that contrast, and it really makes sense. Here's the overall before and after. Okay guys, so as you can see, it's really looking good. I think I'm good with the color grading. I think so, but you guys can go further and adjust any one you want to adjust. But for me, I think I'm okay with this like this. I can further fix this air in Liquify and do some other things as well, but these are the basic things I just want to do to this picture for now. All right, so guys, thank you so much. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit on the bell so that you don't get to miss the next video. You can download the picture on the description so that you follow along the way I did. You can always start again, watch it again. Thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video. My name is Kunle Capture. Bye.